watching.
Oh,
dude, we lost to this. we straight up lost to these hopscotching, leapfrog playing.
Big fan of the memes of the 15-year-old, 16-year-old like Zoomer boys with like the I don't know if you've seen them, but there's one of like Bill Clinton or George Bush sitting there with the Secret Service in his ear, and it's like, sir, it's 100% not busing. These planes flew into the building, no cap on God.
For real, for real.
Yeah, he's like, oh no.
That is good. Those are funny. Those 9/11. Because I mean, the kids making those memes now, the Zoomers, they weren't alive for 9/11 probably.
That's why it's so. Now we finally made it to the point where 9/11 can be publicly funny outside of like, you know.
Isn't it what didn't South Park say 21 years? Hasn't it been
21 years. You're right. Years? It has been 21 years.
So,
well, it's like 1.5 generations, right? So now like the people that were like alive and going through the thick of that and stuff, like us, like I'm just like, I don't know, man.
Well, there's the people like Woody who were like
funny.
consummate adults at the time, and then there were people like me and Tucker, and to a lesser extent Kyle, where I was just like, well, not Kyle understood what was going on. I was just like, we're getting to school early. Bad. Yeah. Hell yes. Like Pokemon all afternoon, baby. Pretending to be an Urkai in the woods with my friend.
When I think of 9/11 now, I don't just think about when I think of 9/11 now, I don't just think about, you know, the buildings and that day. I think of everything that happened because of it. You know, I think
TSA.
Fuck the TSA. I think about I think about the Patriot Act. I think about the massive loss of freedoms that we'll never get back again. And that reactionary moment we had with George Bush, Dick Cheney leading us into the future. And the $1 trillion that we threw away in the Middle East to kill 1 million Iraqis who had nothing to do with it. You know, and I mean, we went to Afghanistan, obviously, to get Osama bin Laden, but like the whole thing was like Saudi Arabian money and Saudi Arabian actors and maybe like a Yemeni or two. But like
Afghanistan just supplied the jungle gym they trained nearby.
Yeah,
like the tires they put their feet in as they got in shape.
They had 7 tires and a pull-up bar and fucking 20 years of occupation. We should have never let them do dips here.
I remember. Do you remember? And for those of you who don't get that reference, like we were fed this same news footage over and over again of guys wearing like black get-ups, like with AKs on their backs on monkey bars in the desert. And I remember thinking, even as a kid, like, well, wait a goddamn minute, let's not overreact. They're on monkey bars in the desert.
Yeah. Why are we using cruise missiles when angle grinders will do?
I remember as a kid seeing those videos, and I had no conception of what was up. Like I was in my young teens, but I remember watching and being like, damn, those guys are preparing. They get on the jungle gyms with all their guns, and then they run through those tires, and then I guess they do the jungle gym again. There's only 2 things. There's only 2 things here. These guys have a tremendous amount of spryness and upper body strength at the very least.
I mean, you just watch like, well, you'd see like the background footage with like the military vest and like a couple beat up white Toyotas zooming around in the background, and people, like 8 people in the back, and I was like, yeah, that looks like a lot of personnel. And then they'd immediately cut to like the shock and all night vision like clips of like a barrage of rockets flattening a city block, and you're like, I just seems a little disproportionate, but I'm 7. What do I know?
Oh yeah, and they're like, we gotta lock in on 8 terrorists.
Yeah,
they're playing Foursquare. Just like blow them up.
I watched it. There's a great video. It's on YouTube, all over the internet, I'm sure. And it's like an Apache gunship or something. They're watching.
Oh, dude, we lost to this. we straight up lost to these hopscotching, leapfrog playing.
If we had made war more fun, it would have been better, you know. But we made it too serious. That was the problem. We lost the fun of war.
We won every battle. We just lost the war.
Yeah.
The end of a Call of Duty search and destroy. We may have lost the battle, but not the war. You know what war nobody talks about that's a great one? The Chadian Libyan Great Toyota War.
I've never
1987.
Heard of this. I'd love to be educated.
It is a war that was fought primarily in the truck bed of Toyota trucks. And what they did, if I remember correctly, was they had littered the like area with landmines, but because you could floor the Toyota, you could go over the landmines before they were trigger and detonate. That's how they infiltrated
They need to put that in a commercial.
Yeah. The
infiltration.
Libya lost 1/10 of its army, 7,500 men, and $1 billion of military equipment. But yeah, the Great Toyota War.
Chad. It's looking like Chad. Well, it looks like France was offering some help to Chad there. So I guarantee French help with Chad. I don't imagine Chad had a big military. I imagine France showed up with some then Libya had to be like, oh no, that's a trained military. And they also have Toyotas. Look at that guy. He's got a new Pathfinder or whatever it's called. Yeah. That's
why I named it the Pathfinder.
Jamborees, everybody run.
Yeah, everyone's in a war Corolla, like it's Mad Max coming out of the optional sunroof with a spear. That'd be great. Yeah, that's a huge L. Only 1,000 people killed from the France/Chad alliance.
Truly,
Libya,
Chad.
Shit pushed in. And if you want to know someone who knows about getting his shit pushed in, it's Muammar Gaddafi, because of how he
streak
died.
of L's.
Poor Gaddafi.
Or no, was he the guy that was?
He was the guy who got shoved, torn apart and shit shoved in him, right? And then his head was on a stake.
I think that was it.
Yeah. They sodomized Gaddafi with a pole or something. Well, the people who didn't like him. No, it was Libya. You remember?
I'm pretty sure. We bombed them. This was a whole thing, and then Gaddafi got overthrown, and they raided him. They sodomized him, and then they tore him apart and put his head on a stake.
Gaddafi was another guy who was a previously rational actor until something in the wind changed and he became a madman.
So what? So
to Woody's
how does this keep happening?
I always lean on that. This guy is an ally, like Saddam Hussein. That is a madman.
Well, do you remember what happened? He was a madman forever. First of all, that whole posse of ladies he's got watching his back. He's raping all those women.
Muammar Gaddafi. I think he ended slavery in Libya, didn't he?
Massive rapist, just huge rapist. That's probably why they sodomized him. And he was a problem for years, supporting terrorism across the globe. And then 9/11 happened, and someone must have called him or something, because he immediately was like, hey, I'm not with them. I've got some shit y'all need to come look at. I don't know who left it here, but it's scary. Y'all should come take all that. Bombs and missiles. I don't know where. I don't know. He gave up his shit. He immediately showed George Bush's asshole and gave up. And then once he was disarmed and didn't have any bargaining chips, aka chemical or nuclear weapons or anything like that, then we probably bombed him and let some rebels come in and sodomize him. As we
let some rebels come in with new Yukons.
They're driving Chevy.
Who
sent them?
Who sent them? Did you see that? This was like a year or two ago now, but it was showing Afghanistan troops with new trucks or something. Mm-hmm. Like the Taliban, or maybe it was Al Qaeda. I don't remember. ISIS. It was ISIS actually, and it was showing new trucks that ISIS somehow procured, and one of them said Steve Mason's #1 tile repair company, and it had a Michigan phone number, and it was a viral tweet where this guy's I don't know how, but we turned in our truck and now it's delivering ISIS members across the Middle East. Rest assured, Steve Mason's painting company does not stand alongside ISIS. I don't know why they wouldn't remove the decal, frankly. But it was an old Toyota with the Michigan number on it. Oh, yeah, something got Mark 1 plumbing.
and I loved it. They've got the fucking technical on the back, fucking laying it down.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
It's so funny.
What is a technical? Is that a category?
It's whenever they put a piece of shit like this on the back of a pickup truck and it looks like the guy who operates it's not going to live very long. It's that. I don't know what kind of gun that is. It looks
it falls under the classification of technical, like many guns would.
That whole thing we're looking at is a technical in my opinion.
Does that include the truck?
Yeah. This is a fighting vehicle now. This is transcended. They're cool enough to blur the gunner's face. I think that's a 20 millimeter gun or something, or maybe the Russian equivalent. That's a big. It's cannon.
Yeah. You don't want to get hit with it.
That'd be really cool to shoot.
Have you shot something very close to that.
Yeah, I shot a bolt action rifle that shoots 20 millimeter rounds.
Mhm.
I think 50 caliber is like 13.7 millimeter. So like that's your comparison from 50 caliber up to 20 millimeter.
What is that, anti-tank gun? Like, what do you? It's a PTRS. What do you use it for?
It's the round that like fighter jets shoot. Like it's what our fighter jets have shot for a long time. Is like their gun. So like it's an anti-aircraft weapon to some extent. But the one I was shooting had been chambered into like a bolt action rifle with a silencer on it.
That's what I meant. I was like, why are they making that?
Why not? It's one of those. If you got a rich guy who's got $1 million CNC and he's like, and he owns a firearm company and he's like, what's the biggest dick like thing I can make? And so Mark Serbu made. I think he's also the one who made that gun that blew up on the guy on YouTube. If you saw that rifle blow up on the Kentucky ballistics guy, I think that was a Mark Serbu rifle.